The Vexthari Empire had ruled the Andromeda sector for 3,000 years. Their battle cruisers were legendary, their tactical doctrines studied in every military academy across 40 systems. When the massive dreadnought Imperial Fang detected an unauthorized vessel entering their sovereign space, Admiral Krixtal anticipated a brief, satisfying annihilation. What materialized before them defied every known principle of physics. The human warship Defiance emerged not from hyperspace or warp tunnels, but from a rippling tear in reality itself. It was smaller than the Imperial Fang, barely a fifth of its mass, yet something about its dark, angular hull made Krixtal's secondary heart skip a beat. The ship bore scars, deep gouges along its flanks, plasma burns across its bow, and what appeared to be hastily welded armor plates. This vessel had seen war. Unidentified craft, Krixtal's communications officer transmitted. You have violated Imperial space. Power down your systems and prepare to be boarded or be destroyed. The response came in flawless Vexthari, spoken by a female voice that carried an edge of exhausted patience. This is Commander Lena Chen of the Terran Defense Force. We're experiencing critical system failures and request temporary asylum for repairs. We mean no harm to your empire. Krixtal's mandibles clicked in amusement. Terran? We have no record of your species in the Galactic Registry. You will surrender immediately. With respect, Admiral, Lena replied, that's not going to happen. The Imperial Fang opened fire. What followed would be analyzed in military academies for generations to come, though the Vexthari would do everything possible to suppress the recordings. The Defiance didn't dodge. It didn't need to. A shimmering barrier erupted around the human ship, and the Empire's plasma cannons, weapons that could crack moons, splashed harmlessly against the shield like water against stone. The barrier flickered and died immediately after, clearly damaged, but it had done its job. All weapons, full barrage! Krixtal roared. Before his gunners could fire, the Defiance moved. Nothing that size should move like that. The human ship executed a combat role that would have liquefied any biological crew under the G-forces involved. 6 missile pods erupted from its hull, releasing a swarm of projectiles that the Vexthari sensors initially dismissed as primitive kinetic weapons. They were wrong. Each missile carried an AI with processing power that exceeded the Imperial Fang's entire tactical computer. They didn't just fly toward their target, they learned, adapted, and communicated. When the Vexthari point defense systems destroyed the first wave, the second wave analyzed the defensive patterns and changed their approach vectors. The third wave went through like arrows through paper. The Imperial Fang shuddered as explosions rippled across its starboard batteries. Impossible, Krixtal hissed. Return fire. All batteries! Inside the Defiance, Commander Lena Chen gripped her command chair as another console exploded behind her. Oliver, I need those shields back online. Lieutenant Oliver Reeves was shoulder-deep in an access panel, his hands moving with desperate speed through a tangle of melted conduits. The emitters are slag, Commander. That last jump through unstable space fried half our systems. We've got maybe 2 more salvos before the reactor safety protocols kick in and shut us down completely. Then make those 2 salvos count. Lena's eyes were locked on the tactical display. Tactical, target their main reactor. Weapons free. Ma'am, that will kill everyone on that ship, her tactical officer said quietly. Lena's jaw tightened. They'd been running for 6 months, ever since the Krelnak swarm had consumed the Terran colonies in the outer reaches. The Defiance and her crew were all that remained of Battle Group 7, 300 ships reduced to 1 battered destroyer. They'd jumped blindly through an experimental gateway to escape, and now they were here, wherever here was, facing another alien empire that wanted them dead. Warning shots, then. Disable their weapons and engines. Maybe they'll listen to reason after that. The Defiance spoke with thunder. The human ship's main railgun, a weapon that accelerated tungsten rods to 3% the speed of light, fired twice. The first shot vaporized the Imperial Fang's primary cannon. The second shot cored through their engine section, careful to miss the reactor by meters. The Vexthari dreadnought went dark, tumbling in space, utterly crippled. Cease fire, Lena ordered. She opened a channel. Admiral Krixtal, this is your only warning. We don't want war with your empire. We're refugees from a conflict you can't imagine, and we're just trying to survive. Let us repair our ship and leave peacefully, or the next shots go through your reactor. There was a long silence. When Krixtal finally responded, his voice had lost all its arrogance. What manner of beings are you? Oliver had abandoned his repairs and now stood beside Lena's chair, watching the crippled alien dreadnought on the screen. His young face was grim. Should we tell him, Commander? Lena considered. The Vexthari would report this encounter. Word would spread. Maybe that was good. Maybe the galaxy needed to know that humanity had arrived and that despite everything they'd lost, despite being hunted across the stars, humans could still bite back when cornered. Admiral, she said, we're humans. We're from Earth, and we've been fighting a war of extinction for the last decade against an enemy that makes your empire look like children playing with toys. We've lost worlds. We've lost fleets. We've lost billions of our people, but we're still here and we're still fighting. She paused, letting that sink in. Your empire wasn't prepared for us today, but here's what you need to understand. We didn't come here looking for enemies. We have enough of those. We came here looking for a chance, just one chance to catch our breath and keep fighting. So I'm going to ask you once more. Will you grant us temporary asylum, or do we need to demonstrate exactly why humanity has survived this long? Another silence, longer this time. You have 24 of your hours, Krixtal finally said. Repair your vessel and leave our space, and pray to whatever gods you worship that we never meet again. Fair enough, Lena said. She closed the channel and let out a breath she didn't know she'd been holding. Oliver, get those repairs started. We've got one day before we need to be gone. As the Defiance limped toward a nearby asteroid field to begin emergency repairs, Oliver looked at his commander. Do you think they'll actually let us go? Lena studied the stars through the viewport. Alien constellations she'd never seen before, in a part of the galaxy that shouldn't exist according to every star chart they had. I don't know. But I know one thing. Humanity doesn't go quietly into the night. We never have and we never will. Behind them, the Imperial Fang floated in the dark, a monument to the Galactic Empire's first encounter with a species that refused to be conquered, a species that had been forged in fire and had emerged as something the galaxy had never seen before. The humans had arrived, and the galaxy was not prepared.